So here are some thoughts about the game that I have right now.
Okay.
Shit.
I think that there are some things about this game that I think are great. Like, for example, the fact that there's a lot of players in the same area and the game is experiencing basically zero lag. I think that's a huge positive that a lot of people might not really be taking as seriously. But I'm very positive about that. I think that looks great.
Yeah, about the
other than that,
as well.
I also think that the combat is... I view the combat in an MMO as the window in which you experience the game. Yeah. And I can't speak for the end game combat, and I'm sure that in some cases the combat will probably improve. But from a 1 to 10 level experience, I would rate this combat a 3 out of 10, if not a 2. I think that it reminds me a lot of, like, remember how Final Fantasy
It reminds me of
14,
Lineage 2.
Like, the combat in that game I think kind of sucks too, but compared to how bad it was in 1.0, it's really good. I think this is the same situation. A lot of this combat seems like it was retooled from an autoplay game and made into an action game. And I think that that DNA really shows up whenever you look at the combat and the lack of fluidity between abilities and how ability casts cause you to, like, stay in place or, like, stop moving. All of those little things about the game.
1 second. So, okay, so about this. We can't forget that this game, I think, I said it to Joanna last time. We spoke about it yesterday. That this game was initially supposed to have autoplay.
Yeah. So it literally is what he said. It looks like.
Yeah. So, like, why would you spend money to make a battle fight better if it was not supposed to be fought? Like,
technically, yeah.
It was supposed to be play button where character moves around, does the killing, and you don't even know what the character's using in terms of skills because it doesn't matter. And then people on the West sort of protested against it. They got rid of the feature, but this style of the fight was left in because, I mean, there's too much of work to do to redo it, all of it. I mean, they have to improve it if people complain about it, but I don't know if this is only Asmon's take. I am a player who spent about 4 years in Lineage 2, which is the previous game to this one. In fact, Throne and Liberty is built on top of Lineage 2 in many ways. And so I don't really mind the combat. I know in World of Warcraft it's a bit more fluid, not so much in Classic WoW. I mean, when I think about playing as warrior in Classic WoW, it's still kind of rubbish. But I don't know. But anyway, in Lineage 2, you would click everything. There wasn't walking with your keyboard. So you would use your mouse to turn camera, and then also you would click on the ground where you want your character to go. Mm-hmm. And then you would use F1, F2, F3 for skills, which were extremely cumbersome to use. And so this game is definitely improvement over Lineage 2. I certainly hope so, because this game is 20 years younger. But I can see how this type of combat has moved over from Lineage 2 to this. And I don't really mind because I'm very much used to it. But sure, if they gave me combat like it is in Guild Wars 2 or New World, I would absolutely love it. I'm not saying this is good for today's standards, but to me it's absolutely acceptable. And when I played in this game for about 16 hours so far, I never complained about it, because I guess maybe I'm looking at other things from games. For Asmon, if you guys watch him, he is a huge fan of Soul-like games, and the combat there is absolutely everything. It's like epicenter of the game. So I can kind of see how he's used to great combat systems, and then when he plays MMO, like Korean MMO like this, it's kind of very, very sluggish and chopped. But I don't mind. Like, it's just my take. I don't know. I have a friend complaining about Thrones of Liberty because it's not exactly point by point Lineage to the next episode. Oh, I see. So he's the He's the classic Andy then. Yeah.
You know what? I was just gonna say it probably depends where you're coming from.
I think so.
What you expect of this game, because if you're coming from Lineage 2,
Yeah.
then you would come with certain expectations. When you come from Soul-like games, then you would have different expectations. And then when you think about this game, coming from being fully automated,
Like mobile, like almost. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
to being this, then it's again something completely else. But then I feel like if you do make a change to fit into a market, then don't do half-ass job.
Like half-ass job.
Half-ass job,
Yeah.
yeah. Because changing a combat to not be automated, but only doing it badly, is not a solution. It's a very lazy solution. So I did say yesterday, like, I'm not that experienced with the games, if I'm honest. Like, I did play games, of course, yes, but I didn't play as many. You have to know that I come from a very strict household, so my parents always kept us on a very short leash, so I didn't have the opportunity to play as much as Thomas did, and I just wasn't allowed. So for me, it's hard to sometimes pinpoint things and be as precise in finding what it is that I don't like or do like. Like I don't have that frame of reference as you would do or other players. But I told you yesterday that the combat was lacking for me in some ways, and I couldn't really pinpoint why.
I see. Okay. Yeah, you said that. That's true.
I did say that it felt like very automatic as well, right? Like
Yes.
I didn't like that. But then I also said that maybe it's due to the fact that we didn't get very far yet. Like maybe there was something that we didn't discover yet. Like I didn't know I should have gone and changed some skills and blah blah blah. So this is where my inexperience comes in. Like I really don't know much, but I could tell initially, like instinctively, that the combat was not that good for me.
Interesting. Yeah, so I think it definitely differs from where you come from. So when I was wasting time away in Lineage 2, Asmund was going hard on WoW, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he said he spent his whole 15 years of first sort of game experience in WoW, which means he completely overlooked Lineage 2. Like, he had to.
Yeah.
So he never played this franchise at all. And I see how he's kind of against it, because I probably would be too if it wasn't for my experience in the past. But maybe we should give it more time, just for the fact that you said at the beginning it could be just that we have basic skills that don't, like, there's no build, nothing to it.
Maybe, yes.
So imagine, like, if you play World of Warcraft and you go for Rogue.
Yeah.
You have those 5 combo points that you have to build up to use a skill.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you create a character, you have honestly just auto attack. You have Sinister Strike, which uses the combo points, and every fight with any mob goes like. Let me show you. So it goes like. So this is my dagger. Okay, so it goes like this. Wait. Okay, now I hit 5 times. So I have 5 combo points. Sinister Strike. Okay. I mean, that ain't fluid, huh? Like, I mean, so...
no.
So I think it's just a case of, yeah. But then, sure, when you build up the character, you got stealth, backstab, saps, and all those shits going to... You can poison the weapon so people get poisoned.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it sort of speeds up. But if you gave someone full rogue build on the first level, they would just get overwhelmed. And I don't feel that the same with Throne and Liberty. I'm not overwhelmed at all. I got like basic charge, which Asmund complained about, that's just not looking very good against WoW. But that's that makes sense. It is kind of basic. I think what makes the charge skill good is the sound. Like in World of Warcraft, when you do charge, there's like this Sonic Hedgehog sound, like and you just go for it, and here's like boop. Basically. So because the outcome is the same, right? You close the gap. So I think anything that happens during that thing is
Okay.
So it's interesting.
Okay, we have some.
We do.
What's he saying? Let's see.
Sorry, Iron Pig. When
Where are
we talk, we talk. You know, we're gonna catch up now. So I read this
Okay,
one.
I have a friend. You have the
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
but we can't. We have to not forget they got sued for many things, so it can't be Lineage 3. Did they?
Oh really?
Did
Well,
they?
I don't know.
I don't remember that. I know this was called Project TL at some point, which is like a secret name for the upcoming game that is just unknown.
Yeah.
To keep it anonymous.
Third Lineage, TL.
Yeah, might be, you know. So there's
Okay,
that.
fair enough. I played when I was younger. I got my own first PC when I was 15.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't play.
I got my first PC when I was 7.
Well,
Get wrecked.
yeah, you had
Yep.
you had a very different childhood than I
Yeah,
did. 'Cause
my first game was the Pink Panther.
we had something for cartridges at home, but then we weren't allowed to play that a lot, and it wasn't any of the like main consoles. It
Yeah.
was just something that we got from like Russian market. So it was like a fake. It was pink. It was terrible, but we played some Mario and shit on it. Like
Yeah.
it probably wasn't Mario. The guy was probably called something else as well, but you get the gist.
Oh,
It was,
Barrio
yeah,
or something. Yeah.
It was the first thing we had.
Shit.
And then we did have a computer very early on at our home because my dad works in IT, but we weren't allowed on it. So because my dad works in IT, he could set up passwords on Windows, but also on BIOS, and it was always locked. So we could only get access when they gave us the password. And I also have 2 siblings, so it was the 3 of us sharing one computer as well. So all of us had like 1 hour a day on the weekend to play on a computer.
That's not much.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
much. And then also we didn't play online games, so it was like Heroes of Might and Magic. You know, it
Alright,
was
Age of Empire,
Age of
yeah,
Empires. Yes, it was the Dungeon Keeper.
Sure.
It was those things that we could kind of maybe play together sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't. It wasn't
sure.
great. It wasn't
For sure.
great. Yeah.
My favorite. So I didn't play Age of Empire, but my favorite game was Tsar. If you know Tsar.
No.
No. Yeah, I love
No.
that RPG. That was awesome. We'll get used to it. It's like that for every game. There's no time to get used to game. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if everyone. I mean, maybe if everyone is crippled in the same way, it does even the field out a bit. I know.
Maybe, but
I'm
then-
not saying it's a good idea to have fucked up mechanics in
But
a
if
game.
the if the game is not good in a way, like combat is what you do mostly in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not good and it's boring, then
Yeah.
you're just gonna get fed up with the game and leave.
Oh
it,
yeah,
right?
and people won't get to the end game even. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that's the thing. Like the game might die before you really get into it, and
Yeah.
what's the point then?
Uh,
Especially if it is gonna be pay to win, because that's gonna be like another contributing
True,
factor as well.
True. I can't remember actually in regard to pay to win. I can't remember what part of the game makes it pay to win. I watched the
Yeah.
whole deep. Wissy, what the fuck you doing, man? Just chill. I've watched the whole deep analysis of Throne and Liberty and what makes it pay to win. There's
Yeah.
for sure this premium currency. I can't remember what's the name of it.
Yeah.
Like a red thingy. But I think the pay to win starts when you want to, in this game, there's this system of merging things,
Yeah.
like weapon with weapon, and it becomes a better weapon. So in order to upgrade an already upgraded weapon, you have to merge it with the same weapon, but the second one. So you see how this is like a power of 2.
So
Right.
is it that if you merge one with one,
Yeah.
you make it like a level 2?
Yes.
Do you then need to do a level 2 and merge levels
Yes,
2 together
yes,
and then 4 and
yes,
4 again?
exactly.
Okay.
And essentially at some point you reach a level which is just like you can't. I mean, it's just invisible.
That's a lot of grinding.
Yeah. So that's why people swipe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. Yes.
I think the game does the same thing that a lot of other games do. Is it does a... Let me move away from this because it's just fucking annoying.
True.
Anyway, it does the same thing that a lot of other games do, and I think Lost Ark did this, which was a problem, is that it front loads you with like 15 different abilities all at the same time. And I think what that does is it leads to player, it's like you're... sensory overload, right? Like you're being given like 15 spells at the same time. It's like an overload. So like
I
in
didn't
classic
notice that.
WoW, like you start with no spells, and then you get one spell, and then you get two spells, and you gradually build up. And as you build,
I mean, I'm sorry, but the skills he has on the skill bar are the skills that you got in the first level.
Yeah.
And he's now 10. I'm 17, and I only got like one extra. Oh, sorry. So 7. He has 7 there.
Yeah.
The skill 7. This
Yeah.
is healing, like regen,
Okay.
and you got it later on level 10, I think. So that he literally just got about to earning that one. And then there's more on every 5 level you get one extra skill.
Yeah.
Same happened in Lineage 2, a very similar system. So he's been pretty much playing. So the first 4 skills that he has, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is great sword,
Yes.
and then the other 2 is secondary weapon. And this is all you've got from the very beginning. I don't think this is an overload. I mean, I can like, I don't know. Oh shit.
Oi.
1 second. So maybe an average player has like a monkey brain and they can't comprehend 8 buttons. But basically, I would think that this is okay. I don't know. How do you feel about this?
You know what? The thing is, I'm gonna sound so stupid right now.
Why?
Because, we started the game with the sword, right?
Yes.
Yes. But I quickly changed to short bow
Yes.
and I played with the bow. So what it did, it basically changed my skills on the Q and E.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But 1, 2, 3, 4 stayed for the sword.
And you had a bow in your
And
hand.
I had my bow and I had a bow in my hand. So I didn't use them. So I didn't realize. I was just like, I don't know. I think it was just new game, new world, new everything pretty much. So I didn't pay much attention.
Okay, interesting.
And at the beginning of the battle, it doesn't really matter if you use lots of skills because the mobs are so easy that you're going to kill them anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't even use the skills. So
So
I can't really say if it's an overload or not. But
Yeah.
I didn't feel overloaded, obviously. So I don't think
that's
I can
very
be...
interesting. So these so now they see the skills because I was covering them up with our camera.
I see, yes.
So these
Yeah.
are the skills we're talking about all the time.
Yes.
And actually, now you mention it, I find it stupid that those skills don't change like they do in Guild Wars 2, for example.
Oh yeah, they didn't. No, they stayed.
So I tried with I tried with crossbows, and then I wanted to staff and shit, and those skills wouldn't swap.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, how am I supposed to play with the secondary weapon when my skills don't show up on the skill bar?
Yeah.
And I figured that you probably have to either change skill bar with this here, like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
3 skill bars, you can
Yeah,
swap
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Maybe there's like a keyboard shortcut to do it. So
Yes.
every time you change this, you have to change this too.
Yeah.
You could probably speed it up with some kind of macro.
Yeah.
Or you fill up this side of the bar and
Yeah.
have separate keybinds for main skills of the second weapon.
Yes.
Like you essentially need 2 keyboards and 4 feet to play it. It's just so fucking stupid. So yeah, I don't think about the overload, but it is clunky, right?
It's a bit
But
strange.
but so is the whole Lineage franchise. It's clunky as fuck. So
Yeah. So I know I did notice at one point when I tried to use, I think it's a skill number
Turn to
2
a
on
push-
there.
yeah.
When I was, you know what, I made a mistake because I said I was using shortbow. I wasn't. I'm using shortbow in Guild Wars 2. No, in here. In here I'm using staff.
Oh.
Duh.
There's actually
But-
no shortbow. There's longbow in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So I was using staff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's ranged. So
Yeah.
at one point I noticed those skills at the bottom, right? And I tried to use one, and I didn't connect the dots. And the second one is dash towards your enemy,
Yes.
and I'm like, how stupid is that? Because I'm playing with the staff. I do not want to dash towards the
Yeah,
enemy.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is just so I just abandoned the whole thing and I just played with those two
my
at the
God.
top. So yeah, that's
so you
my
hear
fault.
it?
I'm just being a moron.
Fuck me, dude.
But
How
it
long
is
have
what
you
it
played
is.
like this?
The whole time yesterday until you told me that you have those trees where
Hmm.
you change your skills. So that's my fault.
But the thing is, you are probably closer to the experience of a new player than I am.
That's
And if
very
there's
true.
and there's more people like you or even worse, I can see how Asmongold's argument stands true.
Yes, maybe. But
Fuck.
yeah, if you're gonna get new players who have no experience in those games at all,
Yeah.
they're just gonna be confused as fuck.
Yeah, but do you think this game actually gets like people who's never played MMORPGs before? Because
Well,
I feel like
potentially, yeah.
I don't see like 15-year-olds playing this shit.
Well, there must be some, right? Because you're not trying to tell me that this game is full of like
30-year-olds.
30 plus
yeah.
year olds.
Everyone has a beard.
Only.
You're gonna grow one too. This is the natural effect of playing MMORPGs for too long. You get a beard.
Okay, when does that happen? Prepare
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, you can use my shaver. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
Am I gonna look like Asman?
sexy goat beard man. Okay, yeah, you might as well.
Okay, well,
Should we go on?
yes.
Okay.
Appreciate and understand how each different skill works, and I really prefer that. I think that's a much better way of playing a game. I think Final Fantasy XIV does a pretty good job at that too, and New World does. But New World,
It's
you
a
know,
dead
it's
game.
like, yeah, you start off with 3 skills, and that's it.
Oh,
But
Well-
but Guild Wars 2 does it well because when you equip a new weapon,
Yeah.
you kind of need to exp it, right? Like you have,
Level
you
it,
get,
yeah,
you get one skill,
Yeah.
so you get to use that for a short amount of time, and then when you level it, you get another skill. So you kind of slowly learn the skills as you progress, right?
Yes.
So that's a good way because you get to learn like what this skill does, and then they add one more, and you learn what this one does, and then you get one more, and like it progresses really well. I think.
I think if we isolate the weapon system in Guild Wars 2, it stands on its own. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think everything else about the game is too overwhelming. So,
Well,
but it's just different
No,
topic.
it's just
yeah.
about the weapon
Yeah.
skills. Yeah, I think it works well.
No, I absolutely love combat in Guild Wars 2. In terms of how it feels, I don't mean environment during the fight, because there are problems too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's the same with WoW. You don't know what you're stepping on and
No.
what's gonna kill you.
Oh, you have no clue.
Yeah, everything is shiny and bright and exploding, so you don't know.
Yeah, but also it doesn't help when you go on like low quality graphics.
Yeah.
And then during a battle, what I see is just floating nicknames of people and nothing else.
You don't
like,
see people?
people disappear because like
What the
my
fuck?
computer cannot handle that, so
Oh my
I just
God.
don't see people.
When do we buy PC? It's the third time I asked it this stream. Yeah. No, but actually, yeah.
But
Look, Guild Wars 2. Someone wrote it.
yes,
What did they? Oh, so that's because Asmon said Final Fantasy does it well, and someone
Yes.
said Guild Wars 2. Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
PC.
What were we talking about?
PC all third time. Haha kek lol.
No.
No?
What?
We're talking about weapon system and how clunky it is, and Guild Wars 2 is also.
Oh, I know. Yes, because when people disappear
Yeah.
in my game, it actually makes it easier to fight because I can see the boss and I see circles on the floor.
And nothing else.
Yeah, because I don't see people standing everywhere.
It's like a 1 versus 1. Yeah, nice. That's a cool hack.
It's interesting. Yes,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
I wonder how that would work in PvP though. Would you fight with a nickname, or
well,
would
but
you
there wouldn't be that many people, right?
I mean,
because on bosses you have like,
yeah, but world
Tens on
versus
tens.
world there is huge.
well, yeah, world versus world would be different.
Yeah.
It would be difficult. Yes.
you know, overall, that's the way I see it. And really, did you try out the WoW tutorial island lately? Well, I don't know. I'm not comparing it. Like, I don't care. Like, if you want to talk about like retail WoW, I don't care about retail WoW. I'm talking about classic WoW, like the actual good game. And so that's what my opinion about it is. The only thing I don't like about it is it keeps kicking me, saying I wasn't moving, killing bugs. Yeah. So
Would you play classic WoW again with me?
No.
The actual good game?
No.
Canon video is great to see how combat works. How much do they pay you? I don't know, but if they did pay me, I'll certainly be getting they'll be getting a refund. I think this. I would not really recommend this game so far.
What, this game?
I'm gonna play it probably more myself. I want to experience and like look through the game more and try to play it a little bit myself off stream, process some of the systems, see how I enjoy it, etc. You know, give it a couple of days. I really tried to do that, but right now this game looks incredible. I love the visuals, although I think that they lack a degree of style. I think the visuals in general look very nice. The fact that the game is able to process a lot of other players in the area at the same time is really cool, especially with how many games struggle with that. So
I see all of the players in that game. They don't
You do?
disappear. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
They don't disappear.
So yeah, that's awesome. And what I literally, when we were, I think, ending the stream yesterday, playing this game, I said that yes, visuals sure, but what I enjoyed the most about this game is how lively it feels.
Yeah. How many people?
Yeah,
There are.
it's a new game. Everyone's trying their own shit. Everything is new to everyone. It's like any new game, any new MMORPG is fun for the first few weeks, and I definitely want to be part of this. This is a beta and it's gonna die in a couple of days, which is cool, fine with me.
Yeah.
But in September, I'm sure gonna jump in and give it a go.
Yeah.
Especially that we'll have a new expansion for Guild Wars 2 in August, so we'll probably
True.
we would be 1 month in,
Yeah.
about roughly, because 30 days in between both.
Mm.
So we would already have a good taste of the new expansion and the home system, and you would probably already be on the sort of daily routine rather than going through stories still and shit
Maybe.
in Guild Wars 2.
It depends.
Yeah. So by the time we settle with the new expansion for Guild Wars 2, we have time for this
Yeah.
being the new thing.
Yeah.
Unless Ashes of Creations came out and fuck everything else.
there's a lot of things that are problematic. However, that are good. However, I think that the most important thing to me is the combat and the gameplay. And little things like, for example, like not being able to climb onto things. And I'm just going to be real. I think this is fucking stupid that everybody turns into a dog randomly. Why would I even turn into a dog? That's never even like explained. It's
'Cause
just
you're
like,
Starborn,
yeah, by
no?
the way, just turn into a dog. I think it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but they never explained what Starborn means.
And it's just
really.
stupid. Like I think
They-
it's
They
stupid.
never linked it to
And
being a
like
dog.
you turn into a wolf, it's weird. Like it's annoying. Yeah, it takes me out of like the immersion of
Maybe
like
if
the,
you
you have like a
progress a
European
bit more,
medieval
they can
fantasy
explain.
game, and everybody's fucking like shape shifting into furry like little like purple foxes. It's stupid. And I get that like this is a mechanic of the game and everything, but I'm saying that I think the mechanic is fucking dumb. I think it's ridiculous. And I go and I compare this to Lost Ark, and Lost Ark's combat is just like infinitely fucking better than this. It's not even remotely close.
It is good.
So
Lost Ark.
Yeah.
It is.
the vaulting's a big
True.
ask for an MMO. Oh really? Then why is it not a problem for BDO and New World? Oh, that's right, because it's not a big ask.
I don't have a problem
you
with
know,
those
I-
shape
no,
shifting
that-
shit.
Maybe
Like,
spend less time
like,
making.
I mean, sure, the having mounts is probably it's a different story, right? Because you can sort of write a narrative about it, like you hatched the dragon, like we're doing in Guild Wars 2,
Yes.
or you tamed something like a wolf or whatever. That comes like natural.
Yeah.
And shape shifting implies that you have some sort of inner power to take forms, like druids do. But I think it all comes from the fact that you are Starborn.
Yeah, but it was never said. I think that's what he's.
It was never linked being Starborn to
Shapeshifting.
shapeshifting.
Yes, I think that's what he's getting at. That. Again,
Maybe.
we play Guild Wars 2, so that's what I can refer it to.
Yeah.
Like in Guild Wars 2, you have a whole story how to get the mount. Like, oh, you
Yes.
need to go to the hatchery and
Yes,
talk
yes.
to these people, and then they teach you about
Yeah.
this and blah blah blah. And in here, it's just like you're getting a tutorial. You go and then here, just change into a wolf and go. Like it's never explained really.
That's true.
It is a bit strange when you think about it. Like I didn't pick up on it
I'm trying to remember.
myself,
Yeah.
but now that he mentioned it, I'm thinking, yeah, it's actually a bit weird.
Because this time around, I skipped all the dialogues. First time around, I was reading everything because I just didn't mind. And I don't remember now if there was anything said in the dialogues about it. Because during the tutorial, there is a part that, hey, now change to a crow and fly, or eagle,
Yeah,
and fly down.
yeah,
And I wonder if they ever mentioned like why you should do that. No.
no,
Oh shit. Because there's this part you run with Lottie and you meet
Yeah.
Clay,
yeah.
all those characters, and they never say like, no, I can't remember. Well, then that's stupid. I guess, yeah, true.
Like transformations and just make the game feel well. Lost Ark is isometric though, doesn't matter. The combat's still better. So, and also like I would say the New World combat is better than this. I do. I think the New World, especially the early game New World combat, is like super superior to this. Way better. So, combat goes crazy. You can literally parry attacks in an MMO. Yeah, that's cool. I like the parry mechanic. I think that's cool. I like that. That's not the entire game, though. So...
okay, there are ups and downs, I guess. I don't know.
This game? No.
But would you see
The game
yourself
has healthy,
playing
which is
this
annoying.
game?
Icons everywhere.
Like we do Guild Wars 2, like actually applying yourself to it in the long run? I mean, I don't know if we've played enough to make that kind of judgment. But
So the reason why we play games for long enough or for longer time, for like
Yeah.
longer periods,
yeah,
is because we've invested already so much time. It's hard to let go because it's going to mean that you've wasted time and you don't want to do it. Like it's a sunk fallacy essentially.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it is for sure. Like the reason why I want to play WoW is because I spent 10k hours in there and I want to use that time to further my character or whatever. And you have no connection to WoW whatsoever, no nostalgia, no hours invested, nothing, and you don't feel like playing it anymore, like at all, not anymore. I think Guild Wars 2 holds the same principle. I mean, 8 years ago we spent thousands of hours in the game,
Yeah,
and when you log in, you refresh that memory and all those things that you learn from the game, and you kind of build on top of it. And here I just haven't made the connection with the game yet. I don't have any feelings towards story, characters, my character. Like it's just all blunt. So I haven't given it enough time. It's like a habit, right? Like it hasn't stuck with me yet because I only played it for like 16 hours.
maybe, but also I think the emotional connection is not there as well. Because again, Guild Wars 2, you have the whole personal story when they take you, and it's very linked to your persona in the game, your character.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
it just anchored around all of that. In here, you're just a random person running around, and it's very impersonal, isn't it?
Well, if you think about it that way, yeah, for sure. Like every one of those here on the screen, they do the same shit as you. Like everyone.
I mean,
same
but-
story, same quest, everything.
Yes. But in Guild Wars 2, it's the same. Like everybody does the same.
No, because it depends on the character, the god you cherish,
A little bit.
and the personal character,
You know, a little bit.
and then you have choices during the dialogues that
yeah.
change trajectory. You end up in the same place every
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but there's like a tree of avenues towards the end.
But that's like a false choice, because it doesn't matter what you choose, you end up in the same place. So it's not really a choice.
You just play a different part of the story,
Just a little bit.
and you actually have achievements to play all those scenarios.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. Yes. But it still feels like it's a more personal story to you, in a way.
True.
Kind of. Like it feels very you.
Maybe there's something about the style of graphics that Asmund mentions.
Potentially.
I really like the artistic style of Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft.
But also the fact that in here you don't even have a voice. Like I know you,
True.
I know you hate your voice in
true.
Guild Wars 2, but at least that is
Yeah.
an emotional connection for you as well.
It's
in
part
a
of
way.
immersion for
Like
sure.
yeah, you watch your character talk, especially if you make him look like you.
Oh yeah, I do.
It looks like you.
Yeah.
It kind of, it's in the cutscenes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It talks, and they refer to you. So if you give your character a name, like you name your character Temesh, then they always say, "Oh, Temesh," right?
True.
Like they always
Yeah,
mention
yeah,
your name
yeah,
as well,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
kind of it brings that personal touch for you to that game. And
And
here I
it's like-
didn't have that, and I don't
No.
know. Maybe I was rushing a little bit because you already did all of that, and you were doing it for a second time, so you were pushing forward, and I just didn't want to get lost behind you. So maybe I didn't read as much everything, but still, I don't think the immersion was there as much as it could have been.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whenever your character talks, like
It's odd, isn't it?
it's weird.
It's weird.
It is.
It's weird. It's like you're a fish out of water.
Yeah, like
Wait, I need to go to the toilet.
me too. Fuck.